It was the moment before everything changed. One request, one final word, and it turned the tables in a way no one saw coming. But what if I told you that the greatest revenge doesn't always look like the kind we expect, that sometimes, it's quieter than we could have imagined, and it's right under our noses? My name's Jake, I'm 32, and I work as a project manager at a small tech company in Austin, Texas. You know, a typical day. The smell of stale coffee lingers in the break room, the clatter of keyboards fills the air, and the same emails ping in my inbox, all reminding me of the grind. My office is a little corner, cramped, the hum of fluorescent lights my only company as I sift through numbers and deadlines. The routine was everything to me. Wake up, work, repeat. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a steady job. My dream wasn't to be the next tech giant. It was just to get by, make enough to keep the lights on, and maybe, just maybe, get some recognition for the hours I put in. But there was a problem. I was always overshadowed by Marcus, my best friend and colleague, an outgoing, charismatic guy who always seemed to get the praise. I thought we were in it together, but something felt off, like I was a pawn in a game I didn't even know I was playing. It was only a matter of time before the truth came out, and I found myself at the mercy of a betrayal that would change everything. Marcus wasn't just a colleague, he was like a brother. We'd shared beers, talked about our futures, and even had plans to start a side project together. But, as the months went on, I realized something wasn't right. He started getting more praise at work, more than he deserved, and I began to notice how my efforts, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices I made for this company, were being quietly taken for granted. It was during one of those late nights, when I was wrapping up yet another project I'd worked tirelessly on, that I saw it. A promotion that had been promised to me was suddenly handed over to Marcus. No explanation, no acknowledgement of my sacrifices. I was stunned, but it was the way Marcus handled it that stung the most. He didn't even say thank you, he just gave me that smirk, the one he knew always got under my skin. I know, Jake, he said, it's business, don't take it personally, maybe next time. Next time, I realized then, the betrayal wasn't just professional, it was personal. He knew I was overworked, burned out, and yet, he used it to his advantage, took my ideas, used my connections, and sold them as his own. It was all too much, and it was too late to fix it. The truth was clear, I was expendable, a stepping stone for Marcus's ambition. But I wasn't going to let it end like that. I had a plan. The moment it all came crashing down was in the middle of a company-wide meeting. My latest project was on the table, the one I'd poured my heart and soul into for months, and Marcus, he took the mic like it was nothing, like the work was his to claim. Thanks, Jake, for all the groundwork, Marcus said, turning to me with that grin that made me want to punch him. But I've taken it to the next level, and now, we're ready for the launch. You all owe a lot to me for this. The room fell silent, my heart sank, I could feel everyone's eyes on me, waiting for me to respond, but I didn't, I couldn't. It wasn't just about the job, it was about respect, trust, and everything I thought I knew about loyalty. Marcus didn't just steal my work, he stole my dignity. And that's when I knew, I had to act. I waited until after the meeting ended. When everyone had cleared out and the office was quiet again, my fingers hovered over the keyboard, drafting an email that would change everything. In my resignation letter, I didn't just walk away quietly, I made a request that no one expected. I want the full credit for this project, not as a passive contributor, but as the lead. You owe me that much. I won't sign any non-disclosure agreements either, because the truth needs to come out. I didn't just quit. I gave Marcus one last chance to fix things before I exposed him to the entire company. I wasn't angry. I wasn't going to let him drag me down any further, but I was done playing nice. I'd been silenced for too long, and now, the world was going to hear the truth. The fallout was immediate. Within hours, Marcus was calling me non-stop. Jake, please, man, you can't do this. Think about what you're ruining. His voice crackled through the phone. His texts were desperate. You don't understand. This is how it works. You'll never get another job if you do this. I'll make sure of it. But I didn't respond. Not once. I just watched as the panic set in. He thought he could control the narrative, that he could play the game better than me. But he didn't realize something crucial. He was never in control. I was. As the evening wore on, I saw my email pop up on the company's internal server. It was shared with everyone. Marcus's betrayal was now public knowledge, and I could feel the ripples of shock echo through the office. The next morning, the company made a statement. Marcus had been let go. It was a quiet decision, but a decisive one. No announcement, No press release, just a brief email to all staff, but the damage was done. The office was abuzz with whispers, and while Marcus was scrambling to spin his own version of events, I walked away from that company with my head held high. The public humiliation was swift. Colleagues who had once admired Marcus now viewed him with disgust. His reputation was shattered, and I was free from the burden he'd placed on me, free to live my life on my own terms. In the weeks that followed, I saw Marcus struggle. He couldn't find another job, his reputation was tarnished, and the very people he'd used to climb the ladder now saw him for what he truly was. As for me, I found a new job, one that truly appreciated me for my skills and hard work, but the real victory wasn't in the new position or the money. It was in knowing that, sometimes, silence is more powerful than shouting. I didn't need to fight back with anger, I simply let the truth unfold. Sometimes, the most powerful revenge is simply taking control of your own story. I learned something through this whole ordeal. Revenge isn't always about making someone suffer. Sometimes, it's just about walking away stronger. Have you ever been betrayed by someone close to you? How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. More stories of resilience and overcoming betrayal are coming your way. Take care, and remember, your story isn't over until you decide it is.